Hey guys! Hope you're all safe and doing well. I'm Stephanie, the creator of Strange Neighbors, and don't know about you guys, but for the past 2 weeks my life has been nothing but Animal Crossing. So I thought it'd be fun to answer some questions while I draw cryptid villagers in the background. So without further ado, here are the questions I got from you guys. So one question I get asked a lot is, how did you come up with the idea for Strange Neighbors? So I'm a huge fan of just like anything spooky, monsters, cryptid, ghosts, haunted houses, what have you. I'm all for it. But I just remember going on YouTube, just trying to find anything about cryptids, and at the time there wasn't that much. There's definitely a ton now. But I was just looking for something super quick, like tell me about the monster, that's all I'm here for. Most of the time they were either too long or like they focused more on the human side, like the origins or how humans have impacted it. And those are cool. Totally fine with that. But give me the deets. I'm only here for monsters. So I decided maybe I'll have a personal project in the background. Whenever I have free time, I'm like, alright, let's learn about a new monster today. How do you decide which creatures you feature in your videos, and what is your process for making a video? Okay, my process for making videos right now is kind of like those crazy people walls when you see like all the red string and they're connected to pictures and they all meet in the middle and there's like a picture of a ghost and it's circled and X'd over and you know. But what I do is I pick the monster and then I'm like, alright, what's its name? What's it known by? Where does this thing live? When did it come to be? Did humans make it up? Is it an actual thing based on a thing? Like, I get all the deets. And then I try my damnedest to fit it into about 3 minutes, like a page and a half worth of script. There's really no rhyme or reason to the monsters that I picked right now. I did pick a few North American ones that I was more familiar with, and then moved on to like Baba Yaga and Yokai, because I didn't know too much about them, but I definitely wanted to learn more. So I'm just kind of going with whatever's interesting to me right now. Favorite songs? Honestly, I feel like I've been on a podcast kick for like the past 2 years, so my list is a little outdated. But my favorite songs are Sweet Bod by Lemon Demon, Lights Out by Mindless Self-Indulgence, and Truth Hurts by Lizzo. How did you come up with your character for Strange Neighbors? So the narrator for Strange Neighbors is Blink. And in the early process of planning Strange Neighbors, I was very torn between having like a narrative character or just having it like a documentary kind of style. But in the end, I figured it'd probably be way more fun with another character around. That way you can just like bounce ideas and jokes off of them. For Blink's design, you've probably noticed that they have no mouth, and that is totally on purpose. There's just a lot of talking, a lot of narration, and I hate lip syncing. So I just, from the get-go, I'm like, no mouths. I'm not dealing with it. The series will never get made otherwise. And since they had no mouth, they had more space on their head, and I figured let's just stick a giant eye in there, because to me, a giant eye toes the line of being super cute and super creepy, in a sense. And that's basically what I'm going for with this series, so I thought it was a perfect fit. Also, Blink started off as a slime monster, like that way if they needed to be any certain kind of shape or needed to transform for any reason, I could just do it. But animating slime takes a long time, and I haven't had a need to do it at all, so I'm kind of rethinking that whole concept. So right now they're just kind of like a one-eyed black rabbit wandering around, but I have a few backstory ideas, and we'll just see where Blink goes, honestly. Hello, how are you in this trying times? I hope everything is okay. Love your work. Thank you very much. Makes me happy that you guys are just digging my monster stuff. So, I'm not gonna lie, but 2020 has been a hell of a year, honestly. It started with a few family emergencies, and then the virus happened. So, I've been a little out of whack since January, but quarantine did force me to take a break, and not too long ago, I actually got engaged. So, that was definitely the pick-me-up I needed. I'm still giggly about it, I'm so happy. Did you make all animations on both channels by yourself? Also, what program do you use? Yes, I did. All the animations on Gritty Sugar and all the animations on Strange Neighbors, that's all me. I've had help with like sound and music, but when it comes to like character design, editing, animating, some voiceover stuff, it's me. I normally use the Adobe suite, and my main program for animating is Adobe Animate, and then Adobe After Effects helps a lot when it comes to the editing process. To me, you have a very unique art style. How did you refine it to this point? What inspired you to draw and animate in this art style? So you can definitely trace the style I'm using back to my final year in art school, because I had to use it for my final animation, which is called Pinata, and you can actually watch it on my Gritty Sugar channel. For this animation, I needed half of it to be just like absolutely like colorful, blobby shapes, like everything's happy, everything's fine. So I chose to go the lineless route, just so you don't have any harsh edges or like angles, or I just wanted to be curvy and nice and happy as possible. And then after I left school, I was just kind of messing around. I'm like, you know what, that style was really fun. Like, what if I just went back and did it? And then it just kind of became my go-to. Honestly, I'm pretty shaky when it comes to lines. I just constantly have shaky hands. But I've found out that like vector, lineless, that whole look, I'm super on board for, because it just works so well with what's going on in my brain and like what my hands will let me do. What is your thought on pineapple on pizza? Hating pineapple on pizza is trendy, like saying you're afraid of clowns or grossed out by the word moist. Nobody is any of those things. Someone said it and other folks repeated it. You're better than that. Hawaiian-style pizza is actually pretty good though. Which monster is the most interesting and would most definitely make an episode about it? Okay, so on one hand, I got a bunch of people screaming for Mothman, and you know what? It will happen. I don't know when, I don't know how. I would like to save Mothman for like a special occasion, maybe like a subscriber milestone, an anniversary, Halloween, I don't know, we'll see. But Mothman will happen. Do not fret, okay? Just chill. But on the other hand, I would really love to cover the story of Momo, that crazy bird lady who showed up on the internet a few years back and just scared the living bejesus out of all the parents. She is actually based off of yokai, so I think that would just make for a super interesting episode about how she became like an internet creepypasta, essentially. Granted, if YouTube just doesn't obliterate my channel after uploading that. If you could introduce 3 cryptid villagers into the Animal Crossing universe, which would they be? Well, I would definitely want to include the Loch Ness Monster. I feel like she would be a peppy type. I'd definitely get the Mothman in there. I feel like he'd be a jock type. I don't know why, just something about the Mothman just screams bro to me. And I'd also say Jersey Devil would be pretty fun in there. He'd be like a snooty type, I feel. He definitely would be planting pitfall seeds and such. If we're talking about ones I didn't draw, I could easily picture like a Girl from the Ring kind of deal. Just like having a special event kind of villager either like look like her, or like you turn the TV on at 3 a.m. or whatever, and then you get like a spooky phone call. I don't know. They could make it work, and I'd be into that. How do you make your videos not scary? So when I make a video, there's 2 main things that I always try to do. I want to make sure that the video is informative, and I want to make sure it's entertaining. So I am always just trying my best to check those 2 boxes. I've definitely taken some liberties with the monsters I've covered so far. If there was like room to put a personality in there, then I tried my best to do that. But there's definitely going to be some creatures in the future where I don't think I'll be able to make it as cutesy, just because of like the nature of the story or the monster. Like there may be a few in the future where I'll have to add a content warning, or the tone may be more like sad or spooky. I definitely can't see all of them being happy-go-lucky as they have been, but we'll see what happens. Hello, love the series so much. Question, what is your favorite myth and legend? Well, first off, thank you. I would say my favorite myth and legend, at the beginning of Strange Neighbors, it was definitely the Flatwoods Monster. It's so interesting to me that this was just a one-time closed-off event. There was an alien involved. It might have been smelly. Nobody knows what happened. It was just very hectic and insane at the time. Just the fact that that one strange occurrence just forever changed how this town dealt with tourists. But I'm also a big fan of like Momo and the Slipmouth woman from Japan. They are terrifying. Alrighty, I think that's all the time I have for questions today. I just wanted to say thank you again for sending them in, and I'm sorry if I couldn't get to yours. There were a lot to go through, which I was pleasantly surprised by. But yeah, I like doing these videos. I hope to do more of them in the future. It's just kind of nice to check in, you know? But anyway, I hope you all have a fabulous day and stay safe, and make sure to wash your hands, alright? Talk to you guys later. Bye.